I've had the Framework laptop 13-inch for 3.5 years, and it's been perfect the entire time. The only modifications I've done to it were upgrading the RAM and putting in stronger hinges. But after 3.5 years, it's time to say goodbye. And that's because I got the Framework 16-inch laptop. Today, we're going to go through, unbox the 16-inch Framework laptop. I'm going to show you all the modules and components that I purchased for the laptop and go through how easy it is to set this up. Now, I will not be going through an OS install in this video because it's just going to take too long. I'm going to try to start off with Linux on this machine and see if I can use it for everything that I want to use it for. So without further ado, let's dive into the unboxing. So it's finally arrived. This is my replacement Framework laptop. Now, if you remember a couple years ago, I purchased the Gen 1 13-inch Framework laptop, and I absolutely loved it, used it all the time. And then I came across this Dell Precision T7810 desktop, and I wanted to see if I could use it as a full production studio by itself. Now, my 13-inch Framework would work fine for filming videos. I would end up kind of maxing it out when I go to edit, especially if I did anything in 4K. So that's why I purchased the Dell Precision T7810. I just wanted something a little bit beefier. Well, that left the Framework kind of sitting to the side. I only took it places when we traveled, and it didn't get a lot of use. Then my wife had a Dell Inspiron, some flippy 7-in-1 laptop thing that was a tablet, and the trackpad kept going out in it. So I gave her my 13-inch Framework, and she's been using it ever since and absolutely loves it. Fast forward to a couple months ago, I decided to finally get around to ordering myself a replacement laptop. I have several laptops, which you've seen in previous videos. There's the Dell Toughbook, or the Dell Rugged Book. They're great for what they do. I can play with Linux on them and things like that, but they're not workstations. I wanted a portable video editing workstation that I could upgrade from here until eternity or Framework goes out of business, whichever comes first. So that's why I picked this up. Today, we're going to unbox my Framework 16 laptop, and I'm going to show you all the add-ons that I purchased. And in a future video, I will show my setup and how I've rearranged my entire desk to fit this instead of a desktop. So let's get into the box. Now, this is exactly how it came shipped, other than me marking out my address. I'm going to turn the box this way a little bit. And inside the envelope, you'll see here, we've got stickers. Stickers are always great. And you've got the step-by-step instructions on how to set up the Framework laptop. This is a very modular laptop, especially the 16-inch one. And you can move the keyboard around if you bought the spacers and stuff. I didn't buy the spacers, and you'll see that in just a moment. We've got our keyboard here, which we'll be using shortly. We have the bezel, which, if you can see here, I have purchased in orange. I went with a number pad because of what I do. I am constantly needing to type in IP addresses and things like that. So I went with the number pad. You can get spacers and things like that to go with it. The trusty 3-in-1 Framework screwdriver and pry tool. And these are all of my... It was at this point in the unboxing when my computer or my camera, something failed. As you can see, the video starts to get a little choppy, and eventually it just is basically a frame every 10 seconds. The audio is crisp and clear because I use a separate microphone. What I want to do instead is I want to show you the modules that I purchased, and then we can go through the basic setup of the computer. So my system is configured like this. The laptop has a Ryzen 7 7840HS processor. I purchased one stick of 32 gig DDR5 RAM, giving myself room to upgrade to 64 gigs later. I purchased one Western Digital Black SN770M NVMe. That's the M.2 2230. It's a little one, but I purchased 1 terabyte. The reasoning behind that is I already have a 1 terabyte Samsung drive that I used in my previous Framework laptop. Expansion modules. Now I wanted to get as much as I could out of this laptop, so I purchased the AMD Radeon RX 7700S graphics card module and the blank expansion bay module in case I decided to carry this around, because I didn't know how big the laptop was going to be with that expansion module with the graphics card installed. I had to pick out 6 modules to go inside the Framework laptop. I chose to get a regular USB-C, a coded USB-C or a color-coded USB-C, USB-A, HDMI, DisplayPort, and a headphone jack. Now I could have chosen micro SD card slots, SD card slots, even an Ethernet port, but this is what I chose because it kind of fits what I want to work with. For the keyboard, I chose the RGB keyboard, which is pretty cool because it's got all kinds of things that you can do. You can program macros and have the lights do all kinds of things. I currently have mine set to just a solid color. The number pad also lights up. I purchased that because in my job, I have to have a number pad on a keyboard or else I'm henpecking across the top row entering IP addresses. As you saw earlier, I chose the orange bezel, and of course they include the Framework screwdriver with your purchase. In the video that you're about to see, it started working again, and I'm gonna go as far as I can and come back if I need to, but now I'm going to install some of the components in the Framework laptop so you can see how easy it is to do yourself. All right, so I've reviewed the documentation and found out that these tabs, you pull them and you can take out these little spacers. You can actually take the trackpad and move it all along the space. So if I wanted it here, I could just drop it right in there and then put the 2 spacers. I'm not sure how I feel about that yet, so for now we're going to leave it at the default location. But in order to get underneath here and get all of my RAM and hard drives in place, we need to take out, it looks like, all of these screws. So there's 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. All right, so let's just start. Okay, so the numbering. Okay, so to get into the guts of the Framework, we have to unscrew all of these screws. But the good news is they're all captive screws, so I don't have to worry about losing them. And they all appear to be the star pattern, which is what you can see here. The Framework also says that these are designed to be done in sequence, bouncing around from screw to screw, and that's supposed to help keep the keyboard flat. But what I'm going to do is just start somewhere and start unscrewing. I figure that going back, I can go through and tighten them by the numbers. Now I know that
So as you can see, the video starts freezing once again. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to put some photos on the screen to show you exactly what went on inside the Framework laptop. The first thing I want to do is show you the screw pattern on the Framework top plate. Now, there are screws, but there's also this pull tab, which is labeled 1, which I've got circled here. And that plugs all those pogo pins into the motherboard. It is very important that you gently pull on that orange piece to get that disconnected from the motherboard. Now, once you're inside the Framework laptop, here are the things that I have added to the Framework laptop that don't come installed in the DIY edition. So looking at this, you'll see, number one, there's this really weird piece of tape. It kind of fell out when I pulled the top plate out. And what that does is that keeps the top plate from tapping on the SSD when you're typing. Moving on to number two, you can see that the SSD slots are stackable. So I installed the smaller of the two SSDs, and it has its own screw point. And then I installed the larger of the two SSDs, and it has its own screw point. It's a pretty good space saving idea for that. And then over to the right, you can see the two slots for DDR5 RAM. And as I said before, I installed one chip of 32 gigabytes of DDR5. The goal is to eventually install another 32 gig chip so that I have 64 gigs of RAM. And from that point, it was as simple as just reassembling the top plate with the screws in the proper screw pattern, placing the keyboard, the number pad, the trackpad, and the two spacers where they should go in relation to how I want the keyboard. Now, I put everything in kind of a standard position, but I plan on playing around with the trackpad positioning in the future. The last bit of it was just snapping the magnetic bezel in place, and now I have a working Framework laptop. In future videos, I will be going a little more in depth on what I've done to the laptop and my thoughts on the laptop, but this was just supposed to be a quick unboxing to show you how easy it is for you to put together your own Framework laptop. Now, the Framework 13 and 16 both come in DIY editions, and the DIY edition of the Framework laptops give you the ability to piecemeal your RAM and hard drives from other sources if you want to do that. You can also just buy the devices pre-configured with everything installed, so your unboxing experience would be just opening the box and turning the laptop on. So if you've stuck with me through this entire video, I just want to say thank you. The last couple of months for me have been kind of a struggle personally to get content out, but I plan on getting back into a routine so that you guys can get newer and better content from me. So thank you for both your patience and support. As always, I hope you've enjoyed watching this video as much as I have making it. My name is Bryant. This is Reviews for Nerds. Have a great day.